Now at 9, Central Elementary in Columbus, Kansas hosts a books and breakfast event. Plus, Ride for Autism funds new technology for special needs students at Webb City.
You've heard of conspicuous consumption. Well, what about conspicuous non-consumption? Gen Zers these days call it loud budgeting. I'm Jeff Flock on the campus of Princeton University, and I'll tell you just what that is and whether the rain will stop in just a moment.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
This is KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. I'm Elise Snowy. A Neosho man has pled guilty to third-degree kidnapping. An Amber Alert went out last year when Matthew Honeycutt stole a Sarcoxie woman's car and kidnapped the child in it. Authorities say he drove to Oklahoma but turned around and surrendered in Missouri. Prosecutors originally charged Honeycutt with child kidnapping, but today he took a plea deal, pleading guilty to third-degree kidnapping. The child's mother, Amber Turner, will be back in court in April for endangering the welfare of a child. Chief Meteorologist Doug Ketty joins us with a first look at weather.
Well, of course, it turned out to be another gloomy day for us today. We just haven't seen the sun for over a week. We are going to get some sunshine over the weekend, which is going to be nice. Chilly day today, only 42, started at 39, so not much in the way of variance. Temperature-wise, average high is 46, so we were a chunk below where we should be for this time of the year. Of course, we got some rain in here during the morning hours. All right, temperatures right now, upper 30s to lower 40s. We're not going to drop off too much more for us tonight. We are going to get some patchy fog once again. We also do have some light rain showers, mainly in our southern counties, and that's in general where it's going to stay tonight. It's going to kind of really kind of clip from Joplin south as we go through the overnight hours. So if you live north of I-44, you're not going to get much rain out of this tonight into tomorrow morning, but we are going to get a little bit of rain. We do get the sunshine to return. We're going to be talking about that here in just a bit.
All right, Doug, thanks. Central Elementary in Columbus, Kansas hosted its annual Books and Breakfast. The event is an opportunity for parents and other family members to read for and with their kids. It was also a chance for them to visit the school's new building. KOAM's Fernanda Silva has the story.
High school teacher Michael Sauerwein chose a cozy spot on the floor in one of the hallways of the new Central Elementary building to sit and read with his son.
It's fun to get to come down here and just hang out with him for a while and read books.
Fun is also the word fourth grader Beckett used to describe the experience.
It's an opportunity because normally he teaches high school during the days that I'm in school. It's just really fun just to get an opportunity to read with him, but also the book itself is really funny.
For Michael, it's a chance to encourage his son to read.
It's very important just for parents to be able to interact with children and just to have some time set aside.
And to explore the new Central Elementary building.
It's a great renovation, I think, because they're all inside now, and so they don't have to go outside in the rainy weather and stuff to get to different classes.
Sauerwein is not the only one who likes this specific characteristics of the new building.
On this wall, fourth graders shared what they like the most about the school. It goes from feeling safer to not needing to go outside.
We have a storm shelter for them to come in, and we just overall feel better. Lots of updates, technological updates as well.
I'm just glad that we have a bigger classroom, the school is bigger.
A bigger school to kick off a great semester. In Columbus, Fernanda Silva, KOAM News.
Donuts and juice were provided to the community. The school had extra readers to read for kids whose family members or friends couldn't attend the event. The Webb City School District will get an upgrade for its special needs program. Ride for Autism Awareness provided funding for the upgrade, which comes in the form of picture communication signs. These boards will be placed on playgrounds throughout the school district to help students with communication difficulties to communicate while on playgrounds with both staff and other students.
They're important because they allow us to have more inclusive playgrounds, and kids who have limited communication ability are able to interact with their peers more, get what they need from the adults on the playground, and then that carries over into the schools as well, where we're seeing an increase in friendship and things like that for students who have the limited communication.
Ride for Autism Awareness has donated close to $10,000 to area special needs programs. A lot in Joplin that once held Columbia Elementary is now up for sale. KOAM's Anthony Saviello has more.
After 6 months, this lot in Joplin that once held the Columbia Elementary School is now up for sale.
If we're going to build a school, we want much more square footage.
For sure.
So it didn't meet that requirement, and so we couldn't really think of anything that we could use it for as a school district, and so we made the decision to put it up for sale.
After the decision to tear down and not construct a new building, the question now, what will be the fate of this land?
It's not my decision one way or the other. It's the school boards, and I trust their process, and so we're always going to try to do what's best for our families and our kids, but at the same time be fiscally responsible to our taxpayers, and so all that's going to come into play when these decisions are made. So
many residents have told me that after the school shut down, it was saddening to see such a cornerstone of their neighborhood gone. And after the bulldozing, this lot now sits empty. However, many residents want to see it remain a cornerstone of the neighborhood and not be developed. But the fate of this lot still remains undetermined.
We love all our neighborhoods. Obviously, that neighborhood in that area was highly impacted by that. But at the same time, Dover Elementary is an amazing school, an amazing building, and we're very fortunate to be able to have that.
Residents that I've spoken with have thrown out ideas such as a park or a community garden right here on this lot. But no matter what gets put here, the overall consensus is that they hope it benefits the neighborhood. Reporting in Joplin, Anthony Saviello, KOAM News.
Assistant Superintendent Harding went on to say that parties have shown interest in the property, but any discussions regarding a purchase happen behind closed doors. Coming up, we take a look at how swimming can help menopause symptoms. Some states are now easing COVID isolation guidelines and moving away from CDC recommendations. In California and Oregon, people who test positive for COVID-19 will no longer need to isolate for a set period of time. In fact, those who are not symptomatic no longer have to isolate at all. Those with symptoms can return to school or work when they've been fever-free for at least 24 hours. Oregon had changed its policy in May. California changed it earlier this month. A new study is linking respiratory distress in newborns to moms who were diagnosed with COVID during their pregnancy. The study, published in the Nature Communications Journal, finds that 17% of the newborns experience respiratory distress right after birth or shortly after. That's significantly higher than the usual 5 to 7%. A new study finds that swimming in cold water could help improve physical and mental health for a certain group of people. Researchers from the University College London surveyed 785 menopausal women who regularly swim in cold water. About half of the group say the activity reduced their anxiety, while about 35% say it helped with their mood swings. Doug is next with a complete look at the forecast. And later, the Chiefs are preparing to take on the Baltimore Ravens this weekend. We'll hear from the Chiefs' Mitch Holthus in sports.
Well, of course, another gloomy day for us today. We just have not seen much in the way of sunshine at all for about a week across the region. Here's a nice shot. This is one of our newer tower cams, our Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex. Of course, it's kind of blurry because we have water on the lens, but we're looking off toward the north and to the east. Through downtown, of course, the roads are wet. We had drizzle, some light little showers. So again, even with some fog building in tonight, be careful if you're going to be out on the roadways. All right, temperatures mainly upper 30s to lower 40s in our southern counties. I think most of us will drop back to about 36 later on tonight. And we are tracking some rain, but you can see it's mainly been staying in our southern counties, mainly south of Miami. There is some patchy drizzle, everybody else, but besides that, the persistent rain is staying to our south. Now, we're going to be right on the northern edge of this system as it rotates through tonight into tomorrow morning. But the better chances for rain are going to be really along the Kansas-Oklahoma state line and south, and then south of I-44 as we go through the overnight into the morning hours for us tomorrow. So, of course, temperatures are going to be holding into the upper 30s for us tonight. Look at our rain chances high all through the morning, but they start to taper once we get into the afternoon hours. All right, let me walk you through time. We're going to stop this here at about, let's say 2:30 in the morning. You can see light rain showers. The farther north you go, the lighter it's going to be. So Fort Scott, Nevada, Stockton, a little more persistent through the metro and then into our southern counties. By 7:30 in the morning, we're sitting into the mid-30s, and we may get a little bit of snow that mixes in. So you can see a little blue popping up on the map. And if we get some snow, it'd be very big, wet flakes. But of course, most of it would melt on contact. So I don't expect to see much in the way of accumulation if we do get a little rain-snow mix. All these showers and snow showers, they start to push east. So here's 10 a.m. in the morning, and then this kind of just works eastward as we go through the day, and then cloudy skies and we start to dry out. It's going to be chilly again tomorrow. High temps right around 40 degrees. Still a lot of clouds tomorrow night. Could get a few random flurries, upper 20s, and then sunshine finally returns by the time we get into Sunday afternoon, which is going to be nice to see. All right, rainfall for us tonight. Most areas fairly light, 1/4 inch, maybe a little bit heavier in spots, but I'd say most of us on average about 1/4 inch of rain. 9 a.m. 35 by 1. You can see we mainly hold upper 30s to near 40 degrees as we go into Saturday. But look at this. We hit a dry little patch in the pattern for about the next 10 days. So we get upper 50s to near 60 by the time we get into Monday and Tuesday. So that's going to be well deserved after the weather we've had over the past couple weeks. All right, 40 tomorrow, rain in the morning, 48 on Sunday, but pushing 60 by Monday and Tuesday. Elise?
All right, thanks, Doug. Area Outdoorsman today kicked off the 18th annual Albers Marine Fishing and Hunting Show. Attendees were able to explore a variety of fishing and hunting equipment, including used tackle, marine electronics, taxidermy, and guns. It also included an arts and crafts area for children. Guest speaker, Major League Fishing pro Cody Huff, will be speaking at the event tomorrow. The public is free to join. Coming up, we meet a Carthage man who made a special doggy high chair that helped save the life of a pup at the Humane Society. A Carthage, Missouri Eagle Scout spearheads a fundraiser for cancer patients in honor of his late father. Ben Rogers and his Boy Scouts of America Troop 9 raised more than $3,500 to provide cancer patients at Mercy Joplin with noise-canceling headphones. Ben's father, Sam, lost his battle with colon cancer in 2022. Sam found comfort in noise-canceling headphones while undergoing chemotherapy. Today, Ben and members of his family were able to present 71 pairs of headphones to Mercy's cancer care team with the money Troop 9 raised. A man in Carthage recently helped in saving an animal's life at the Carthage Humane Society. I visited with the man, Don Holliday, to learn more about how he used his woodworking skills to make a difference. Don Holliday has been woodworking since he retired 10 years ago, creating woodwork from charcuterie boards to birdhouses and recently a life-saving piece.
Well, my best job I've ever had is this last 10 years. I've been retired, and it's serving others, and it's serving animals. This little dog I'm holding is Miss B. She was adopted 5 years ago out of Kansas.
In early January, Dawn was able to help serve the Carthage Humane Society after they had shared the news that one of their animals, Pumpkin, a dog who recently gave birth after being dumped at the shelter, was diagnosed with megaesophagus. The Carthage Humane Society then needed to find a way to get Pumpkin a Bailey chair to help save the dog's life and to have her eat properly.
So it's a chair where the dog stands up and its paws are on like a little table in front, kind of like a high chair in a way. And so they are up straight, not bending over, and so everything goes down.
That's when Diane Hayes, a volunteer at the Humane Society, thought of her neighbor, Dawn.
And so I thought, well, Don does a lot of woodwork. Maybe he might help.
I said, send me a picture, and she did, and I said, yes, I can make that. So kind of got the size of the dog because the Bailey chair depends on, how tall the dog is. And we had a rough estimate, so put it together and was able to get it to her like the next day, I think.
Don was able to build the chair based off of a photo using his skills to save Pumpkin's life.
She's a lot happier, more content, and because she's putting weight on. The last time I talked to them, I think they said she's put on 3 pounds since she's had the Bailey chair, which is a lot for a dog.
And with all the tools in his workshop, it's clear that Don's most important tool in his toolbox is his heart.
Glad I could use this shop for something such as the Carthage Humane Society. We do keep our eye on that organization and know that they do need a lot of help.
Both Don and Diane encourage people to help the Humane Society any way they can. Don was also able to help another dog diagnosed with megaesophagus in Greene County this past week. A star from The Office is planning a trip to PSU. We'll have the details up next. Pittsburgh State today announced the next speaker for its speaker series this spring. Actor Rainn Wilson, best known as Dwight Schrute from The Office, will be speaking to the community about his successes on and off the screen. Tickets for the event will go on sale late next month. For more information about prices and how to purchase tickets, head over to our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. 30 more minutes of news, weather, and sports coming your way. Former President Donald Trump has been found liable of defamation, owing more than $80 million. Plus, we take a look at how educators can help to avoid gun violence in schools.
You're watching the 4 States Most Watched News.
This is KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. I'm Elise Snowy. The verdict is in. Donald Trump owes a writer, E. Jean Carroll, over $80 million in compensatory and punitive damages after he was found liable of defamation. This comes following days of testimony, with Trump attending most of the proceedings in person. Fox News correspondent Connor Hansen has that story.
After a short deliberation, a jury decided former President Donald Trump should pay $83 million in damages.
Trump reportedly walked out of the courtroom while E. Jean Carroll's lawyer spoke. And at one point, the judge told Trump's lawyer, Alina Habba, she was on the verge of getting kicked out. The former president testified for less than 5 minutes. He has spoken out against the case, claiming it's unfair.
This whole thing is rigged. Election interference.
Carroll, a former magazine columnist, is seeking damages against Trump for statements he made in 2019. The jury was asked to decide how much Trump should pay. Carroll's lawyer asked for $12 million.
And I frankly am the one that suffered damages. I should be given money.
Back in May, a different jury found Trump liable for sexually assaulting Carroll in a department store dressing room in the 1990s and then defaming her in 2022. He was ordered to pay her $5 million that time. Trump has denied any wrongdoing in both cases. Over the past 2 weeks, Trump has gone back and forth from the courtroom to the campaign trail.
They want to silence me because I will never silence you.
Carroll's team alleging that Trump is leveraging the case for political gain, writing, quote, "We previously expressed our concern that the defendant would use his testimony in this case to turn the trial into a campaign event." On Friday, Trump canceled an event in Arizona to be in New York for closing arguments. Trump is still facing several other federal and civil cases. In New York, Connor Hansen, Fox News.
A House committee sent a letter to the University of Pennsylvania calling on the school to hand over documents regarding a campus-related anti-Semitism investigation. The chair of the Committee on Education and the Workforce is requesting UPenn respond to the request by February 7th. Among the items, the committee wants reports on anti-Semitic actions since 2021, how the school handles hate crimes, and information on foreign donations. In the wake of surging gun violence, the White House hopes school principals across the country can be part of the solution. Fox News correspondent Jackie Ibanez takes a closer look at the new safety initiative and why educators are being asked to lend a helping hand.
When parents send their kids to school, they expect them to return safely home, not become the latest victims of a mass shooting. But with guns still the #1 cause of death for kids and teens in the U.S., according to the CDC, the White House is launching a new plan to try and combat the surging violence.
The parents in your schools trust you.
Calling on principals to teach parents who own firearms the importance of properly storing their guns to help prevent their children from getting a hold of them.
You can show parents that they can be part of preventing the next shooting.
The Department of Education will be handing out firearm safety guides drafted by the Justice Department to schools across the country. The document advises gun owners to unload all their weapons before placing them in locked cabinets or safes. Ammunition should be locked away in a separate container.
70 to 90% of guns used in youth suicides, unintentional shootings among children, and school shootings perpetrated by shooters under the age of 18 are acquired from the home.
This all comes as the K-12 school shooting database reveals.
In 2023, there were at least 346 incidents of gunfire on school grounds in this country. That is the most ever recorded.
While no federal law requires gun owners to lock up their weapons, the White House hopes initiatives like this can help protect people at the state level. Jackie Ibanez, Fox News.
A bit later, how Gen Z influencers are using their platforms to help young adults save money.
Well, of course, another gloomy day for us today. We just have not seen much in the way of sunshine at all for about a week across the region. Here's a nice shot. This is one of our newer tower cams, our Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex. Of course, it's kind of blurry because we have water on the lens, but we're looking off toward the north and to the east. Through downtown, of course, the roads are wet. We had drizzle, some light little showers. So again, even with some fog building in tonight, be careful if you're going to be out on the roadways. All right, temperatures mainly upper 30s to lower 40s in our southern counties. I think most of us will drop back to about 36 later on tonight. And we are tracking some rain, but you can see it's mainly been staying in our southern counties, mainly south of Miami. There is some patchy drizzle everybody else, but besides that, the persistent rain is staying to our south. Now, we're going to be right on the northern edge of this system as it rotates through tonight into tomorrow morning. But the better chances for rain are going to be really along the Kansas-Oklahoma state line and south, and then south of I-44 as we go through the overnight into the morning hours for us tomorrow. So, of course, temperatures are going to be holding into the upper 30s for us tonight. Look at our rain chances high all through the morning, but they start to taper once we get into the afternoon hours. All right, let me walk you through time. We're going to stop this here at about, let's say, 2:30 in the morning. You can see light rain showers. The farther north you go, the lighter it's going to be. So Fort Scott, Nevada, Stockton, a little more persistent through the metro and then into our southern counties. By 7:30 in the morning, we're sitting into the mid-30s, and we may get a little bit of snow that mixes in. So you can see a little blue popping up on the map. And if we get some snow, it'd be very big, wet flakes. But of course, most of it would melt on contact. So I don't expect to see much in the way of accumulation if we do get a little rain-snow mix. All these showers and snow showers, they start to push east. So here's 10 a.m. in the morning, and then this kind of just works eastward as we go through the day, and then cloudy skies, and we start to dry out. It's going to be chilly again tomorrow. High temps right around 40 degrees. Still a lot of clouds tomorrow night. Could get a few random flurries, upper 20s, and then sunshine finally returns by the time we get into Sunday afternoon, which is going to be nice to see. All right, rainfall for us tonight. Most areas fairly light, 1/4 inch, maybe a little bit heavier in spots, but I'd say most of us on average about 1/4 inch of rain. 9 a.m. 35 by 1. You can see we mainly hold upper 30s to near 40 degrees as we go into Saturday. But look at this. We hit a dry little patch in the pattern for about the next 10 days. So we get upper 50s to near 60 by the time we get into Monday and Tuesday. So that's going to be well-deserved after the weather we've had over the past couple weeks. All right, 40 tomorrow, rain in the morning, 48 on Sunday, but pushing 60 by Monday and Tuesday. Elise?
Thanks, Doug. When it comes to clothing for cold weather, there's a generation gap in terms of what people think is essential. Fox's Antoine Lewis has the story from New York City.
Adult New Yorkers know when it's cold outside, you bundle up. But teen and tween New Yorkers,
My school uniform itself is pretty hot, so I don't feel the cold as much as my parents do.
Bella Caballero among scores of 12 to 17-year-olds not bundling up when leaving the house. And it's a source of frustration for her mom, India.
She doesn't have a hat on. She doesn't, and a lot of kids are like that. Because I bring her to school every day. They're all like that. No hat, no scarf, no gloves.
I don't feel like doing it. It's just be too tight sometimes too. So it's just better to leave it out.
So for certain generations, the rule of thought was always bundle up, keep your head covered so that you won't catch a cold. But is that really the case? So we decided to ask an expert. And Dr. James Schneider, Chief of Pediatric Critical Care at KOAM Children's Medical Center, says there is a hint of truth.
And the hint is that if you were to become excessively cold, really more hypothermic, which is in itself, I'll say, an illness of being excessively cold, it can affect your immune system to make it a little weaker. But if you're talking about running outside for playing for 20 minutes when it's 50 degrees out or 40 degrees out, you're not wearing a coat, you're really not going to catch a cold.
For me, I'm comfortable like this. I got a hoodie on, I wear my thermal, I'm good.
One of the prevailing thoughts among young people is that coats are bulky and many simply opt for something lighter, say a hoodie. But not 15-year-old Serena Sanchez.
I put mine on because I'm not trying to get sick. It's 30, 20 degrees every day this week. And colds catch like this, and COVID's still a thing.
A couple of weeks ago, I did wear a coat. It was that cold.
India says she's given up fighting with her daughter mornings before school, and she's moved into a wait-and-see attitude, she says.
I'm pretty sure when she starts getting older, she'll start wearing the scarf and the gloves. I don't really know at what age they'll start feeling the cold, because I see a lot of high school students that still won't close their coat and stuff. It's amazing. I'm telling you, it's a superpower.
Coming up in sports, the voice of the Chiefs, Mitch Holthus, previews the AFC Championship game. Plus, Fairland basketball hosts Quapaw on homecoming night. John Dales has highlights from that game and more up next.
Fairland boys basketball is the number 6 ranked team in Oklahoma's Class 2A. The Owls were unbeaten until last week. Tonight, they've got homecoming, trying to recover from 3 straight losses. Fairland at home for homecoming against Quapaw. In the first half of this contest, Carter Ramsey muscles his way into the lane. That's up and good for 2. Later in the half, Gunnar Parker makes a nice move to the basket for a layup. Wildcats actually lead by 2 going into halftime, trying to pull off the upset. Second half now, Kaysen Renfro hits a 3 off the inbounds play. A few possessions later, Kenrick Whitcliffe picks up the rebound, and Colt Kinsey backs up, gets his feet behind the arc of the 3-point line and knocks it down. Quapaw still trying to fight as Holden Radford puts in the shot off the glass. But on the other end, Renfro banks in the 3-pointer at the buzzer at the end of the third. Fairland gets the win at home. They go on to beat Quapaw 64-42.
Well, we were on a 3-game skid, so it's good to get back in the winning column. We were 12-0 up until last Friday. We lost 3 in a row, so we're glad to be back on that side of it.
It was honestly great to get the win tonight. Honestly, we just came into this game ready to get a dub and just work our butts off and make us better every day.
Meanwhile, in Pittsburgh, Colgan girls basketball is the number 2 team in Class 2A, while the Panthers boys are the number 1 ranked team in 2A. Tonight, both host Girard. Colgan girls basketball enters the night undefeated. They're at home against Girard, and the Lady Trojans game to play. Early second quarter, Riley Brooks rips the ball away off the steal. She goes coast to coast for the layup. Girard down by 2. A couple minutes later, Colgan up by 4, but Hayden Buckley trims that lead back to 1 with a 3-pointer. In the fourth quarter now, still a ball game. Lady Trojans hanging around. Lily Brown have been face guarded all night. She misses her first chance but makes good on the second. Panthers up by 7 with 4 minutes to play. Girard still refusing to go away. Brooks dials up a 3 from the corner and drills it. Lead down to 4. On the other side, tip pass, but Delaney Meek picks it up, nails the jumper. Girard is the first team to come within 20 of Colgan this year, but the Panthers pull out a close one, 48-46. Girard boys basketball, hoping for an upset on the road. Colgan enters the night as his top-ranked team in Class 2A. Panthers come out ready to play. Tristan Voss with the post up. His turnaround jumper is good, and he'd be far from finished. Midway through the first, Tucker Harrell drives to the hoop and finishes. It's 7-0 Panthers. We're still in the first, late in the quarter now. Jack Schremmer left open from three, can't get it to go, but Voss is there for the follow. Colgan opens up the game on a 10-0 scoring run. Final seconds of the first, Gus Keller finds some space in the near corner. His three-pointer up and good. Girard scores just 2 points in the opening quarter. Voss going back to work now in the second. He outscores Girard on his own in the first half. Jack Schremmer then adds 2 more to strip the lead to 15. Colgan shows it's well worthy of that #1 ranking. The Panthers dominate 47-22. In the NFL, the AFC Championship between the Chiefs and Ravens is nearly here, and in a matchup that can be decided by a detail so small, Patrick Mahomes' legs could be the difference maker. More on that in this AFC Championship Minute with Mitch.
This week, the Chiefs are headed to a 6th consecutive AFC Championship game. That's second all-time in NFL history. Want to raise some eyebrows tomorrow at work? Ask the question, who is the Chiefs' all-time leader in playoff rushing yards? The answer, Patrick Mahomes? What? Yeah, we forget how impactful playoff Patrick is when he decides to run. The 27-yard touchdown against the Titans in the AFC Championship game in 2019, legendary. Rushing touchdown in Super Bowl 54. The unforgettable 26-yard run in Super Bowl 57 on basically one leg, and he was enduring searing pain on that run to get the Chiefs the winning field goal. This week, the prize is the 4th Lamar Hunt Trophy in 5 years, and Mahomes may just run to the stage to claim it on this Minute with Mitch. The Minute with Mitch is brought to you by KOAM Jewelry. Every day's game day, KOAM Jewelry, Pittsburgh, Joplin.
That's a look at sports. Back with more news after this.
About budgeting. Gen Z taking a break from their lavish lives to participate in loud budgeting. Fox Business correspondent Jeff Flock is in Princeton, New Jersey with the details.
You remember that old saying, if you got it, flaunt it? Well, now, according to Gen Zers, the new phrase is, if you don't got it, flaunt it. That's what's happening on TikTok these days. Gen Zers and millennials posting videos celebrating the fact that they're not spending money, that they're saving it, that they're building an emergency fund. We didn't see this one coming. Here's an example of what they now call loud budgeting.
Number one is you're going to stop the Delulu spending and we're going to start living within our means. It is okay if you don't go on that vacation. It is okay if you don't have the latest handbag. It is okay if you don't buy that latest skincare product.
And it comes not a moment too soon. You know, debt among all generations was up in 2023, but most among Gen Z up almost double digits. Millennials up 4%, Gen X up 6%, and baby boomers like me 2.3%. Personal finance experts saying loud budgeting should be celebrated.
So much of social media is selling us things, selling us a facade, causing us to spend more money, right? And stay addicted to this kind of consumerism. And what I love about loud budgeting is it's real people saying, listen, enough of that. I need to get my money on track.
An increasing number of Gen Zers were not on track with their money, at least with their credit cards last year. If you look at delinquencies among all generations, Gen Z led the way with delinquencies averaging about 3.5%. That's that line at the top. That green line at the bottom, that is baby boomers. Fewer delinquencies than others. Maybe it's because boomers like me are cheap. On the campus of Princeton University, I'm Jeff Flock with the Fox Business Network.
Amazon Prime released a teaser of the new Roadhouse remake coming out this year. We'll take a look at that and more next in Hollywood Nation. A popular children's series gets the movie treatment, new music from a former NSYNC member, and more. Here's Fox's Ashley Dvorkin with the latest in the Hollywood Nation.
Is there a hospital nearby? Is it like too far?
Gyllenhaal packs a punch, Timberlake returns to music, and Bob gets a movie in the Hollywood Nation.
Can we fix it?
Bob the Builder will be making his big screen debut. Mattel Films is developing an animated movie based on the long-running children's series that will be set in Puerto Rico. In the Heights star Anthony Ramos will voice the popular character, as well as co-produce the film alongside Jennifer Lopez's Nuyorican Productions. Longtime friends and collaborators Ben Affleck and Matt Damon are working together again. Damon will star in the Affleck-directed crime thriller Animals, which revolves around a kidnapping.
So if I get jealous.
Justin Timberlake dropped his new single Selfish along with its music video. The track is off his first solo record in 5 years, Everything I Thought It Was, due out March 15th.
I just get tired of dominating.
Jason Derulo and Michael Bublé unveiled their first collaborative single, Spicy Margarita, in time for National Spicy Margarita Day.
Hey, you're my spicy margarita, babe.
The release comes a month after Bublé appeared on Derulo's podcast series On the Road. The track will be featured on Derulo's upcoming album New King, which is out February 16th. And Jake Gyllenhaal takes on UFC icon Conor McGregor in today's First Looks. Prime Video released the first trailer to the remake of Patrick Swayze's 1989 movie Roadhouse. Gyllenhaal steps into Swayze's original role as an ex-UFC fighter hired as a bouncer at a roadhouse in the Florida Keys. The film starts streaming March 21st.
People seem a little aggressive around here.
In Hollywood, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
That's our time for tonight. We'll leave you with a video of a tentric taking a dust bath at the Cincinnati Zoo. Thanks for making us part of your night.